Okay, I'm back. Hmm. Drinking tea and having donuts brings a whole new life. Alright, so, good evening, everybody. It's nice to see you all yet again. Told you I'd be back in less than 5. It's just easy to switch in and switch out whenever it is possible, especially when you're doing it live streaming on Twitch. Okay, so we have finished talking about Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the movie. I want to talk about now Sandman. Let's be clear here. I know nothing too much of Neil Gaiman's Sandman book that everybody praises and preaches like it's their motherfucking dick. But I can assure you that the Sandman put me to sleep. Not in a good way, just put me to sleep. He was very boring. He was very derivative. He was very like one note. He put me to sleep very hard, like super hard. I wasn't even trying. Like there's even points where I'm like skipping a lot of shit because of the fact like you can see what's about to happen, so it just bored the hell out of me. So I was like, okay, whatever. And there probably are like some like serious points, but nah, man, Sandman put me to sleep. Put me to sleep real hard. But let's see who played all the characters first, and then I'll explain to you like certain things that I did and I didn't like, real quick. So we have Tom I'm gonna botch these names, so get used to it. Tom Sturridge who played as Dream, so he played as the Sandman. We have Gwendolyn Christie, who played as Lucifer. We have Jenna Coleman, who plays as Johanna Constantine. Or they go Constantine. And then they say it twice, like Constantine, and then I'm like Constantine. Just say Constantine. Don't even add the other. Just say Constantine. So, but you know, there's so many iterations. We have Kirby Hollow Baptist, who plays as Death. I love her. I loved her since she played in God, what was the TV show? The Good Place. We have Boyd Holbrook, who plays as Corinthian. Now, he was an interesting character as a whole, but I shit you not, Corinthian, he wasn't a scary thing. It was just more like, oh, it's you. Okay. Then we have Patton Oswalt, who plays as Matthew the Raven. So he's the voice actor for this small black raven that basically goes around with Dream all over the place. There's Charles Dance, who plays as Roderick Burgess. Now remember this name because this jackass literally fucks up Dream. Then we have David Thewillis, who plays as Dr. John D. We have Jolie Richardson, who plays as Ethel Cripps. We have Mason Alexander Park, who plays as Desire. We have Razani Jamal, who plays as Lydia Hale. Lydia Hale can kiss my ass too. That was another dumb bitch that I didn't care for. I wish she died, but whatever. We have Aslan Chalwa, who plays as Abel. Chaudhary, who plays as Azim Chaudhary, who plays as Abel. We have Mark Hamill, who plays as Mervyn the Pumpkin. Who plays as Naomi Wallish, who plays as young Ethel Kurps. Kat Dennings, where this bitch was at? We have Donna Preston, who plays as Despair. Sanjeev Bhaskar, who plays as Kane. James McCoy, wait, he's in this. Where at? Stephen Fry, who's Gilbert. And a bunch of other motherfuckers that I don't even know because the names, they don't even name them like who the character that they are, which is trash. Oh, you're probably some of the characters that are just animated. Okay. Sandra, but still, they should have given him a name. Sandra James Young, who plays as Unity Kincaid. Remember that name, because I'm about to talk about certain peoples and certain aspects in the movie that I liked and I didn't like. So, alright, they didn't give the most important people the rest of their names, but what the fuck ever. So, this is the reason why Sandman basically bored the hell out of me, tired me out, and didn't even twist my pussy upside down. And I was expecting it to twist my pussy upside down. Actually, to be honest with you, when I looked at the trailer on Netflix, I really was just like, okay, DC's Neil Gaiman Sandman. Well, let's see what he does. He's a good writer. I'm not going to take that away. He does make you think in a philosophical high aspect. And he's the producer. So, also, we need to figure out what is the name, what is a producer really does. We need to know that meaning. We need to know that meaning because motherfuckers be like, well, they produced it, so they have all the rights. And we need to know what that means. Hold on. Producer, a person, company, or country that makes, grows, or supplies goods or commodities for sale. A person responsible for the financial and managerial aspects of making of a movie or broadcast, or for staging a play, opera, etc. A film producer. Okay, so this is the bitch that has the money. So even though Neil Gaiman's name is on there and he's a producer, it doesn't mean that he probably has the full rights to do like whatever he wants because he's not the director. So anywho, back to my subject before my brain starts to like forget because there's not much I didn't particularly care. It's just about the movie. So Sandman's hot. Like, don't get me wrong. I seen that little naked buddy. I was just like, in the little muscles. I was like, oh yes, new different body, baby. Let's go. Anywho, let me get that out real quick, real fast. So, anyways, this is what happened in the fucking Sandman. I'm gonna give you a little tidbit of things that I found that was very interesting in the Sandman, and then you can figure out the rest of the bullshit. Just like I wanted to say in Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles the movie, and I forgot. So. Sandman gets captured for about 70-something years because when he got captured by Ross Burgess, this stupid-ass magic user, well, not really a magic user, he was taught by the Corinthian, which is basically a nightmare. So, since he was taught by the Corinthian snatched his ass, not the Corinthian snatched his ass, so the Corinthian talked to Roger Burgess, like, hey, guess what, if you do this, you can get this person here, which the trap was really for death. But instead, Dream got trapped in Roger Burgess' lair and was kept there for 70 years, I guess to protect his fucking son from dying or what the fuck ever and so forth. That's how very uninterested I was. It's white people bullshit. Like, even the endless that look white, I'm like, this is white people bullshit. Why do I care? So, without Dreams, apparently, everybody was having issues with not dreaming well and all this other bullshit and so forth. So Dream found a way to get out by basically, because the Corinthian told him, like, you have to have guards, make sure they take these pills to prevent themselves from sleeping, yada, yada, yada. So one guard went to sleep because Dream found a way to make him sleep and went into his mindset, and then they're both naked, and then he bent down because they're at a beach, and he grabbed the sand and he threw the sand in his face. And this is the thing I have with a lot of individuals. If you're gonna get naked, just be naked, bitch. Like, don't put your fucking hand over your fucking penis, all that bullshit. If you're gonna say, I'm gonna do a nude scene, then do a fucking nude scene. Show your shit off. Show the jewels. Like, nobody cares. Like, penises, they're all fucking the same from time to time. Just one is bigger than the other. Like, don't get me wrong, though. A penis is still gonna be a penis regardless of whatever you decide to do. So you better hope that your crab apple ass is like literally on a cold beach on a cold fucking day. Cause you get hard. That's just that. You better be not thinking about nothing, ho. But he's sitting there just bending his ass down and trying to grab this fucking sand. I'm just like, so we're doing this slow action bullshit? Speed this shit up. If you don't want to get naked and don't show me the jewels, then get the fuck out of my face right now with this naked shit. Not even a full Nikki, this undesirable Nikki. So then he throws his hands and he takes control of him and all this other stuff, and then he ends up escaping and breaking out of his jail cell, and then end up getting all upset, and then going back to this dream world. And then his dream world is all destroyed. Because what's happening about the Endless, which I started reading about their origins, the Endless have their own world that they represent. And within their world they represent, whatever happens into their psyche also happens to their world, which is understandable because it's connected to your psyche. So his world got destroyed. And so he wants to take, long story short, he wants to get revenge, and destroys all the people that basically who was there at that time that trapped his ass and shit like that and so forth. And then when he finally got his revenge, first he had to get off. Well, first they took his items, so his possessions that connects to him as Dream, his helmet, his jewel, and his fucking sand. And then some of the stuff got sold all over the place. So his helmet was sold in hell, that was also traded for this amulet that's supposed to protect the user from anything and everything. His jewel was given to Rosenberg's son, which basically gives you the power and the ability to make dreams come true. His sand gives you the power to sleep and have beautiful dreams. And that was given to some barter woman that was given to somebody else. Which we come to find out that it was really given to was another magic user, Joanna Constantine. Yes, I'm going to say Constantine. It's better than Constantine and Constantine. Like stupid. Constantine. So that gets upsold. So the first thing he tries to go after is his motherfucking sand, which he ends up finding with Joanna Constantine. And he does not like the Constantine family relationship. There's the reason why, and I'll explain a little bit later on. But he decides to go that first. And then he finds out, like, oh yeah, that shit's been sold. Where's it been sold? To her? Okay, I'm going to her. Then he goes into her, and then she ends up doing some goddamn fucking, like, exorcist bullshit. Because they find out, like, a princess has basically has a demon inside of her, and then she needs to be exorcised. And then you also get a flashback with Joanna Constantine, the way that she is with relationships and stuff. And now I wonder if they flipped the script and just had John Constantine in it and just changed the iteration into Joanna and made him female. I don't understand that process. Does he have family? Because I remember last time, like, all his family died because of the demons and stuff that he'd be dealing with and shit like that, and the bad luck. So, like, he has family? I don't know. Y'all tell me, because I really don't know. Y'all send that shit in the comments on YouTube or on my Twitter, because I don't really know. But anywho, so she goes, and you find out in her background, like, I guess her boyfriend, they had a black baby though. Didn't make no sense. Well, I did see before that there is a time where there was two white couples who were in the UK. They ended up having children, and their children ended up being black. And genetic codes. We genetically have some proportion, some type of race within us, more than one. So, if you believe in your goddamn Bible that you Bible thumpers keep saying, they did say Adam had the whole world, the fruit of the loins inside of his fucking loins, so he birthed out many people as he want, in different races, different colors, blah blah blah, whatever bullshit. So anywho, she ends up, there's a rock and roll party thing or whatever that's happening. Some dude ends up summoning hell. Everybody got eaten up. This little girl's father's on the floor. She's like, "Stay the fuck here, little child." Gotta love it when kids get it. She goes, tries to close the portal, but the little girl's like, "I can help you." And I'm just like, fuck off, little child. She ends up getting snatched. Just snatched. And also gets thrown into hell, losing her arm, because I guess Hell's Doors was so fucking hot, it just singes away. And Joanna Constantine has just, like, lost her shit at that moment. I laughed so fucking hard. I was like, finally, fucking dumbass child. Should have just stayed your fucking dumbass in the back, like she said, but you chose not to, so I can help too. You don't know shit, bitch. Now you really don't know shit once you're in hell, so enjoy. And I know a lot of people will be like, well, that was just a child. I don't give a fuck. Like, my parents taught me to be very careful. You think if I sat there and there were demons in the other room, you think I'm gonna run up in that portal if my mother was sitting there like, "I got the power, baby, just sit your ass here"? No, I'm gonna sit my ass here. Fuck that. I probably would just jump out the window and just leave the house in general and just go to a friend's house and say, my mom's having some issues. Don't worry. She just wanted to be alone right now. So can I just stay here? Type of motif. So she ends up getting snatched, and then, Joanna's crying like, oh, I fucked up. Nobody wants me. Blah, blah, blah. Bullshit. But anywho, back to the subject. So now we're in the present state time, and literally, she is trying to exorcise a demon. When she exorcises the demon, comes to find out the princess doesn't have issues. It's her boyfriend, her black boyfriend, that she ends up that has the demon. This demon is hot. That black man was hot. He was hot as a human, but that black man, demon version, was hot as hell. Not his back, though. His back was revealed. Like, he has skeleton back, and then the rest is all flesh, and then, like, the front part, it's kind of like, I don't like that. I can't fuck you. Like, the first thing I'd be doing is playing with your bones. Like, baby, are you okay? Are you cold? Like, I don't even give a fuck if you're a demon, like, I'm a heat demon, I'm from hell. Like, okay, I can feel your bones, though. Yeah, it's okay, like, can you add extra skin to it? Like, what's happening? Anywho, that demon was hot, and that demon got sent back to hell. Even though Dream knew the name and so forth, was like, give me my helmet, blah, 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 blah. And the demon's like, I know where the helmet is, blah, blah, blah. And Constantine was like, I need to get paid. Go to hell, like... And so he went back to hell. But I thought it was very curious how the demon said, no, let me be with, like, either let me be with her or let me have her. So I was like, okay, so you're gonna possess, bitch, you're gonna possess her? Well, demons don't have no peripherals of what gender they want to be in. They just want to live. But hell, what? I'd have been like, okay, you can stay here, but you just can't kill anybody. Like, I just want to know his motive. Like, why are you trying to leave hell? Like, what is so important? Like, that was just more interesting to me than anything. But he gets his ass sent away. And Dream is very upset with that, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, whatever, fuck her. Like, Dream's personality is like that stoic emo child that felt like he was more emo than the other emo kids, and they had a competition to figure out who's the most emo. Yeah, and you just looked at these dumb bitches like, how can you compete with depression? You're both depressed, you dumb fuck. Anywho. So that went down, and John Constantine had her little moment. He ended up working with her, finding out what Stan was. Stan was with her girlfriend. The girlfriend used the sand, and humans who use the sand too much, they die. Dream didn't care. He was like, I got my item back, and I was like, you fucking endless motherfucker. But I heard in the book he's kind of like that too, I believe. So, but he ends up helping her by giving her a sweet dream death. And end up going around his ways and so forth. Then he goes to the helmet, which he goes into hell. Then he meets up with Lucifer, and Lucifer is female. And you get to see Mazikeen, who's also female. And there's a lot of black people up in this motherfucker. I'm gonna say this real fast. There's a lot of black people up in this motherfucker. Maybe a one or two few Asian people somewhere. But a lot, priority standpoint, it is a lot of black motherfucker support individuals in it everywhere. It's a lot of them, and I'm clapping away, but at the exact same time I'm just like, where the rest of the minorities at? Good thing. But anywho, not hating, but okay, cool. Not hating, but cool. It's just, where's the rest? So, oh God. I would just say, like, he gets the helmet by fighting Lucifer, and Lucifer is just like, oh yeah, I got your helmet. But Lucifer was just trying to, like, hey, work with me, Dream, and let me have your realm, and we can work together, and we can get God, whoop God's ass, and take over the Silver City. I'm just like, oh God, I'm so bored already. What the fuck? Like, their energy was just like, I love the actor, but Lucifer is supposed to be the first angel, suave, he's supposed to have more energy than this. If I'm gonna be a king of hell, at the very least, let me just, let me pop off. Just feel like, just very stoic, don't move. So the only people that I really liked within this TV show, Death, Desire, and that's it. And Joanna Constantine. Joanna Constantine. Like the rest of the cast, y'all could disappear. Which they do. Oh, and Corinthian. I'm calling this lady Nightshade. I forgot who she plays as, but she's a black lady that plays as another. So there's supposed to be like three nightmares or whatever. So there's Corinthian, Nightshade, and also Gilbert. And Gilbert is basically supposed to be the luscious land in Dreamland, in Dream's land. So, and the land actually became a physical form and decided like, I'm about to up and leave real fast, and lived in the immortal human world. And he's like this stoic British guy that fights and protects, who all are that raw and so forth. But anywho, I liked it him, I liked it Corinthian, and I liked it Nightshade, Death, and Desire. Everybody else, fuck off. Like, they were all bitterly basic, annoying bitches. It's like everybody wanted to be Sandman. Everybody said, look at Dream. Let me be Dream's personality too. And that's how it went. No, oh wait, no. There's other people. There's, anywho, I'll explain the other people real soon. So, yeah, gets captured, yeah, goes to hell, gets his helmet back, saves himself, skips that part, goes and gets his amulet, finds the amulet, the person who's wearing the amulet, beats his ass, guy uses the amulet, guy give everybody their dream, which everybody ends up having sex, gay sex, straight sex, everybody was having sex, it didn't matter, and then they all felt bad about doing this bullshit, and then they all tried to kill themselves. It was stupid. And then we had, he gets the amulet, puts the man in eternal sleep, got his revenge, then feels like, oh, my revenge, I did, it was just nothing. And then meets Death, and then Death, her ass, beautiful as hell. I was surprised that they didn't go with a teenager, because Death always dresses as a fucking teenager, but whatever. She takes the body or form of a teenager. But whatever. The chick we see, she did a beautiful job too. It was just funny. Like Dream talking to Death and talk about, well, I was kidnapped, blah, blah, blah. She was just like, fuck you, bitch. You could have asked any of us to help you, but you chose not to. He says, well, I didn't think that. She says, of course, you didn't think. Which is true. You didn't think. You just thought like, oh, your siblings would never help you out. We're family. We're siblings. This is what we do. And, oh, you still like being around mortals? And she was like, yeah, I like being around mortals. Like, at first, I really resented them because they thought, like, death was just this, oh, it's a danger thing, and, oh, you're death, you're just all destruction, and, fuck you, death. Why? I don't want to die. And then she's like, but they just need somebody that gives with a peaceful hand. And it's just like, the actor had more energy than Dream. Like, for me personally, I just felt like, you're Dream. You have the ability to give people dreams and full of fantasies and wonders that they normally can't deal with, and yet you are this. You're just as boring as your sand that you have in your pouch, which is sad, by the way. And I just wish that it was something more. And it's just like, kudos to the actor to bring out the character's personality, but your personality is a one-sided note, and that's the sad part, sis. That's really the tea that I'm sipping, that your personality is a one-sided note, which made Dream to be like, why the fuck are you even on here? Like, can you go away? Like, I'd rather just talk about the supporting cast characters that are around here. But no, this is about you, this basic, bland, sticky, wicky, boring, bitch fit, angry, emo child that has no energy, has no pizzazz, has nothing that basically wants me to gravitate towards him. And it's worse when you get with Lucifer, and Lucifer has not that much personality too. So I'm just like, what is happening here? But when we get to Death and we get to Desire, like Desire doesn't show up until the 6th episode, which is really sad. But even when he shows up, or when they show up, it's very short. And what's worse is, you find out, Desire is the one that's causing all this at the scenes. But it's like, if you're causing all this, why are we not seeing it? I want to be seen. I want to be seen, not heard, bitch. Like, come on. And then Despair's design in the comic book is literally a naked fat woman that has a monstrous face and monstrous teeth. And in this version, she's just a fat woman in Crocs and in regular outfits. And I was like, oh, okay, so we went with this one? That's fine. And she's supposed to be Despair. So I was like, alright, fine, whatever. Homie, not gonna worry about that. I was expecting, you know, a bestial Despair, but whatever, that's fine. So, anywho, Death was fun. She was quite enjoyable. I did like her. I did like every moment about her and her personality and her charm and her just bringing life into the world. I didn't like how the fact that they played that game with this dumbass human where she's like, okay, well, because Dream was like, oh, he'll be begging for death soon because he's like, I'd rather just live and live only. And then some medical thing where they playing a dumb fucking game where Death was like, okay, well, I just won't grab him. I can always wait. He'd be something to play with. And I'm like, wait, what? So you just, what? And then, like, for some reason, Sandman's like, oh, eventually they end up becoming friends because every 100 years they meet up in the same tavern and talk about his life. And he's just waiting for him to just lose. But then he's like, well, you're my friend because you lived for this long. And I'm like, wait, what? Did you even tell him why he's been living for this long? I bet you he stopped being friends with you if you told him why he'd been living this long. Like, it's just a lot of bullshit from time to time. But I know that Neil Gaiman's comic books are connected to it because they do a lot of, like, comic book to comic book scenes that happen in there, like Death catching the ball and then the little boy dying and all that jazz that they went through, like or Desire living inside of him, but he lives in a heart because he is Desire and he's the heart of Desire, so he lives in this giant statue form of him in his realm. And I'm like, okay, that's pretty cute. So it's just very interesting they went in this aspect. But when it comes into like the dialogue of Dream, I just feel like he was just this old grandfather that was a piece of shit, and that was just basically like, well, I'm Dream. You guys are all dreams. You guys are all what I need to be. Like, there's a point where this thing called the Dream Vortex that ends up being inside of a human being every once in a while, and they have the abilities to crash the walls or destroy the dream realm, and if it destroys the dream world, it destroys the universe. But it's like, you got captured, homie. So when the universe completely and utterly gets destroyed, so how is this any different, sir? But it ends up in this black girl named Rosa Walker, and she ends up trying to find her brother. That was another like 3 episodes of this bullshit. And she's trying to find her brother, and she ends up meeting this fun group at a house. I like the 2 goth chicks. And Barbie and Ken. They're really named Barbie and Ken, by the way. And the gay band, gay drag queen that's in there. I like them too. But at the exact same time, I was just like, oh, we're following this child? Jesus Christ. Oh, we're following this grown woman whose personality was on the exact same level as Dream. Like, everyone wanted that Dream life. And they ended up getting it. And I was not happy with it at all. I really wasn't. I was just very irritated that every personality was trying to act like Dream. No energy. And when that happens, I went to sleep. Like, literally, that man really did put me to sleep. Now, when I say, like, oh yeah, don't watch it? No, watch it, because I want to see the second season of it. Like, it's trash, but it's what it is. I want to see the second season. I want to see what's going to go down. I want to see what's going to happen because it looks like it's going to get better. Like, and if we do, let's get a second season where we just talk about Death. Like, her world looks more fun and more joyful than his world would ever be. The battle between him and Lucifer, oh, we're going to do transformation. I literally thought these bitches was going to transform. No, it's them saying, I am blah, 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 and then getting hurt. When the other person beats you with a bigger with all this WB budget money that y'all supposedly had, this is all that you came up to. Dream's world was literally boring as fuck. No energy, no class, no nothing. It was just boring. And I wanted something I just wanted to stop being in Dream's world. I really did. Like, I really wanted to stop being in Dream's world. There's even a point where literally it's a ghost baby that ends up being alive because it's in Dream's world, and because it's in Dream's world, and it's a ghost that for some reason, because of the Dream Vortex girl, she just brought the baby to life. I don't know how she brought the baby to life if she didn't even think about bringing the baby to life. And then like, oh yeah, I gotta protect my new baby that's from my dead husband that's named Hector, who won't leave. And find out Dream just says like, oh, you're in the dream world, which you need to go away. And I'm like, what? And he just sends him off and just saying, you know what, I'm going to tell my sister to come get you because you're not supposed to be here. But we also find out that in the origins that I watched, shout out to Comic Drake and Comic Storian and Casually Comics and Marvelous Videos, that they do a lot of intake on comic books and cartoons and so forth. That in the origin stories, when for all the endless, there's only 7 endless. So if one endless disappears, the other endless will try to can take over the other person's job for them for a little bit, but it also can start a chaotic state too, because that's not really the role they're supposed to be doing. So I'm like, well, Dream, you just dissipated his ass and he's a ghost. Why didn't you bring his sister? Why didn't you bring your sister to send him off? Like, why did you do it? Isn't it disastrous? But no, he just flicked his pants and then he just, turns into dust and she screams. And I'm like, bitch, what you screaming? He died. He died in reality and he died in your dreams. And now we have a motherfucking baby and Dream's like, your baby is basically my baby because you had sex here in this world. So that baby is my dream baby. And so I'm going to come after it. And I'm just like, why? Actually, why does it even exist? It shouldn't even exist to begin with. But it does. And so, like, now we have this whole baby plot. And I'm like, I don't give 2 shits about you. I don't give 2 shits about this baby. I don't give 2 shits about your ghost husband. Or you trying to meet your ghost husband. Want to stay with your ghost husband. And all this jazz. I don't give 2 shits about none of you bitches. I don't give 2 shits about Rose Walker and her brother. Well, I do care about Jet. Jet was getting pretty much abused by this white couple in Florida. I mean, like, the wife wanted to help the son, but she's also an enabler. She's scared. And I was like, there's no way. I'll beat the shit out of you. You gonna hurt my baby that we adopted. I like that $800 a month check. Fuck off, sir. And you gonna live with rats in the basement. But anywho, I was more worried about Jet. But I didn't get 2 shits about Rose Walker. 2 shits about, damn it, Lydia? That's her name. Lydia? Yeah, Lydia Hall. Friends of Rose Walker. I didn't give shit about her husband that died. I didn't give a shit about that goddamn dream ghost baby that shouldn't even exist. But they're gonna say Rose Walker made it exist. I was like, where? She didn't say, oh, I want your baby to exist. Like, oh, because of her powers, it's just a dream vortex. It just magically. No, bitch. Like, nah, man, you're not gonna give me that trash. And like, why are we? What? Neil, were you on crack that day? Like, you decided to add that in here? Cause was that in your comic book? Cause if it was, homie, I now need to read the Sandman. But I'm like, I need sustenance because this was stupid. I didn't give a shit about none of this scene here that was added. I really didn't. And Corinthian's a nightmare. Like, I felt bad for him. I really did. Like, even though he is a murderer / individual, I just felt bad for Corinthian because of the fact that he wanted more. Maybe it's something different in the comic book, but the Corinthian in the TV show, he wanted more out of life. And I get it. But your job was to make sure that these fucking crazy-ass psychopaths have a conscience. Without you, they won't have a conscience. You make them be leaders and followers, and then it's like, Dream's like, it's my fault that I created you this way. And it's like, nah, man, you didn't create him in any other way. He's a part of what you are. Since you say everybody's a part of you, that's what you are. Like, are you kidding me? And then Nightingale, who's basically like, hey, homie, well, you left. You shouldn't have left. She's like, I left because these kids are getting abused. They have to have, and it's true, they have to have some type of escape to get away from the disaster that they're going through. Like, I don't want to give them nightmares and keep inflicting it upon them, and then they don't find no way to fight back. Like, I want to give them something of a dream to make them feel encourageable. That's why he was able to run away, you dumb fuck. Like, because she was giving him such good dreams of being a hero, that he learned that he wasn't going to stop. He was going to keep running away. He's going to have that hero mentality. But just if you keep inflicting trauma after trauma after trauma after trauma after trauma for the child's gonna feel like, I won't have the strength to fight. Why should I fight? There's no point. So I'm like, I understand of what she was trying to do, and I like that about her. I was like, get the fuck out of here, Dream. Like, you are getting on my last goddamn nerves. You is a horrible Sandman. You need to die and get replaced with another one, because you're not changing, you're not growing, you're not shaping, you're not molding, you're just being an asshole, and I can't stand you right now. And it's grateful that the actor did what he did, because I'm just like, not only I got this basic bland bitch, but everyone's trying to be on the same level as him. But then when you get some person that's got a philosophical understanding and higher, no, it's like, nah, man, I made you wrong, so I'm gonna delete you. Ugh. And I'm like, oh, Lord. For someone who has seven siblings, destiny, despair, delirium, desire, death, destruction, you are the dumbest out of all the rocks, homie. Because Destiny knows everything, but he's stuck and he's by himself, so that's one. Then we have Dream, who's all about dreams and so forth. That's two. Then we have Destruction, so that's three. Then we have Desire, who's four. Then we have Despair, that's five. Death, who's six. And the seventh one is Delirium. Out of all the characters, you're the most dumb, incompetent one out of all of them. For me personally. But I digress. I have to read the comic books to see if you're any different. But he was just getting annoying in the TV show. And everybody was following the exact same pace with him. And I was getting fucking tired. I was getting tired of Rosa Parks, dumbass. I was like, no energy whatsoever. Playing dumbfounded to everything. What do you mean by this? And I was downright just like, really, Trick? For real? Okay. Shout out to the actor who played that character. She did it justice. Every actor did good. I didn't feel like they didn't do bad. I just felt like the dialogue was slow. You gotta get high. Or drunk. Because I shit you not. I was just like, man, this motherfucker is putting me to sleep. Really? And I'm interested of the world, but the world wasn't interesting for me. It's a double conundrum. I'm interested, but I'm uninterested. This movie or TV show is more of a meh. It's not a... I couldn't put, like, they don't even have meh in Netflix. It's just like, not for me, like it, or love it. I was like, man, I just have to say like it, because I can't, there's no meh. I'd rather just say meh, because it's like, they are going beat for beat, I feel like, with the comic book, but the real life ratio aspect of it is just boring as fuck. I'd rather watch Harry Potter than anything. I really do. And that says a lot, too. So, I'd rather watch one of the Super Beast, whatever Harry Potter movies is out, than to ever watch Sandman again. Don't get me wrong, though. If I was a touch of hottie, it would be that demon that got sent to hell first. And then there's this other demon that has the helmet. Yeah, give me them. Yeah, I'll take them. Yeah, they're for me, bitch. They're not for you, they're for me. Okay, there's no one in Dreamland that I will want, because there was nobody there because the dream world was destroyed. I probably want the brothers Abel and Cain. Oh yeah, there's Abel and Cain. Yeah, they're in there too. Yeah, Abel and Cain from the Bible. Yeah, it's still going on. Cain is still killing Abel, which is dumb as fuck. Every time in the dream world, he's getting killed over and over again by his brother, and I'm like, why? Why is this happening? Maybe in the comic book it can explain to me, because they're like, oh, it's just the same story. They're the tale of oldest times. I'm like, yeah, but you have conscience, you have morals and beliefs. You should fight back against your brother. Why are you not doing that? Why are you letting him kill you over and over again? Like, this is dumb. This is dumb. I'm just tired of this dumb-dumbness. Like, why is it even here to begin with? It doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah, there are nightmares, and the nightmares come from the Sandman, from Dream. Well, because his name is Dream. There are nightmares, and the nightmares come from Dream, because Dream needs the nightmares, so that way people will understand what it means to have nightmares and have control over yourself and save yourself from destiny. Blah 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 blah. Corinthian's a nightmare. He has teeth for eyes too. But I guess he can consider it, because Dream was like, oh, I made you wrong. And he was like, am I ugly to you? Like, I'm like, no, Corinthian, you're beautiful. You're beautiful. I sleep with you. That's another one I would sleep with. I sleep with him. Oh, and Nightingale, I sleep with her. She's the body of the universe. She's so pretty. But I sleep with you, Corinthian. Nothing wrong with you. You're beautiful. There's a lot of gay sex. Corinthian is gay. Unless in the comic book he's straight, but in this, there's not one time I've seen him sleep with a woman. He just slept with men after men after men. And I was like, Corinthian? What? Hello? Yes, Corinthian. Love it. And I loved it about that. I loved it about him. But I understand on his motions, and I just wish that he didn't go into that route in that phase. I just feel like Corinthian needed a really good friend. Just like a really good friend that knew him inside and out, or at least one lover that just says, you're beautiful. And for me personally, it gets kind of annoying, because this isn't a DC world. And people know about meta-humans and aliens and magic and shit like that. So for me, it's just like, if I met you, I wouldn't be scared of you. If I live in a DC world or a Marvel world where these beings exist on a daily and we get attacked on a daily, it's like, why would I run and be scared? The only thing I would say, are you meta? Are you a meta-human? Are you a demon? Like, what are you? Like, what's happening here? And that's that. And to be like, okay, well, you have teeth for eyes. Can those teeth bite and devour me? Like, how do we have sex? Is your ding-ding got teeth there? If so, can it keep it closed until you're ready to squirt in me? Like, just saying. Like, it's little things in my head that goes through every day. But anywho, like, yeah, that went down, and mamas. Like I said, the show was just pretty boring. I liked it, Barbie. I like Barbie's dream, not her as a person in real life. Like, she looked like a Barbie, and Ken looked like a Ken. But he was a hoe, like, having an affair on her. I was like, that's his dream? To get a nut up his butt by a woman? To get head in his car? That's your fucking dream? Like, and then Barbie finding out? Like, you just want to have an affair? Like, Barbie is like having a full-on, wearing a big-ass dress with sunglasses. Barbie's dress with this crazy-ass talking beast. And she's like Crystal. She's like, oh, this Crystal, this rose course destroying the kingdom. Like, it was just like, she got more fantasy than her man thing. And I'm like, please leave him. He's cute, but please leave him. Like, you deserve better, Barbie. Please leave him. I was just upset. I was like, this bitch is having a full-on adventure mode in her world, and I just want to get my head sucked. Like, nothing interesting about you. And then Lydia's dumb fuck. I want to live in this house with my husband. Like, get the fuck out of here. I just dream uninteresting. And then the gay man who's a drag queen is like, I just want to be, part of myself. Feel complete. Someday be in show business, and then the goth kids who are basically just like, I just hopefully one day would like to speak my sentence to, the senators. I was like, aw, like, they were just having a moment, but I don't know, Ken just rubbed me the wrong way. I was like, everybody's having a good-ass dream, interesting dream, but you. I could give two shits if we were having sex. You call out a girl. You call out a girl's name. That's not mine. I wouldn't even care. I'd have been like, okay, that's fine. Rebecca, get him going. Yeah, because as long as Rebecca's getting you going, you getting going on me. Because you seem basic and boring. Like, that was just fucking stupid. But, you know, like, and the whole dream vortex power was just all over the place. And I didn't give two shits about none of these kids. I didn't give two shits about the last 3 episodes being in it. I wanted to see more Desire just pop up. You know, being Desire and being, like, instead of the 2 fucking episodes that he came out of, I wanted to see Desire be Desire. None of that happened. Or Despair being Despair. We got to see Death be Death. I wanted to see some other shit. This didn't crack out to be what it was. So for me, it's just like, and I wanted a dream to go away. Also, you find out that the Endless are not they're not immortal. So like, they can die. They're just tougher to beat, but they can't die. Which makes it even more fun. Because they're like, are you gods? And they're not gods, because gods, they were created and have to be believed in by other beings to stay alive and have their power. Endless are beings that basically, they were brought here into this world, and they will die in this world when they complete their job. They're endless. They don't need something to give them belief. They know what they are, and they have a purpose. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. But they can die like any person can, which made me like look at Dream as if, why do you feel like you can pop your chest, bitch, when you know you could die and be replaced with another dream? Like, you know, like, it just didn't make no sense to me. Like, you dare defy me? And I was just like, what the hell? You in hell, bitch. Like, you better sit your ass down. You know you can die. Like, don't puff up yourself like a pufferfish, knowing the fact that I can make you die with one strike. Like, oh, that was just a moment in the show. Like, I know I'm all over the place because, like, if I had to, like, reiterate everything for you, it would be a lot. I would have to go by episode by episode by episode, and I really don't fucking want to do that. I just want to talk about certain things that would interest me in the Sandman, and certain things that didn't. And his character did not interest me. Death character interests me. Desire, for every little bit of a minute Desire was on the screen, Desire pop. He was like, oh, my scene is about 30 seconds. Got you. Get paid anyway. And show it ass off all through and through. But this is where we're at right about now. So, you know, this are the shows that we're watching. This is where we're getting at. This is where we're going. And I'm just like, and it's getting 10 out of 10s. Everybody's loving the shit out of Sandman. I'm just like, okay, whatever. I was very unimpressed. I was unimpressed with Sandman's world. I was unimpressed with some of the supporting characters for Sandman were beautiful. He wasn't. He was boring. If I met him in the DC room and they said party with him, I'd have been like, do I have to? Do I really? If you don't, you'll go to death. Hey, let me go. I'll send you to hell. I'll go to hell. Hey. Because I go to hell before I ever meet Sandman. Like, his energy was just not there. Not there at all. I was tired of watching him on the screen. I just cannot believe. Like, I mean, his name was in the fucking title, but it was just like, oh, go away. You are really putting me to sleep. But as a show as a whole, it's a meh. Do I want to see more? Yeah, I do. Because this is the only time that we actually get something with fantasy and something with glory and something with fun. And it also looks like it's connected to the comic book, which I am actually going to spend the entire night reading and getting it out of the way. But yeah, I want more of this. Because with more of this, it means that we'll actually get something different every so often instead of the same shit. Now, does it need to pep up? Yes. Does it need to be changed? Yes. Do you want to see season 2 with Sandman? Hell no. Let's do a whole season with desire and do a whole season with death. Let second season be all about death, and third season be all about desire, and fourth season be about despair, and fifth season be about destiny. No. I mean, if they gotta make Destiny super fun, because I heard in his origins that he's not a very fun person. He keeps to himself because he knows everything. But you find out Delirium knows way more than Destiny does, because she knows about the things that he doesn't know. The weird shit that he doesn't know. You would think that because Destiny is a straightforward individual, so of course it would only know just the straightforward shit. He's the nerd / jock of the group combined. So he's like, I know everything, calculating committedly, and then he's like, I only go one way and one way only type motif. And Delirium, she's like, I go everywhere. So, it's just man, Sandman. It's 47 minutes, or is it 50 minutes? Yeah, 40 something or maybe 60 something minutes to watch. So it will take some time, but like I said before, there's a lot of things that I saw that I was like, I could skip over this and not really give a shit. There's a lot of people who will probably like do some serious research and be going down from town and looking at it, really doing some details on it. For me, I was like, there's nothing really that serious that you have to dive into. Like, his world, everything about him was just boring as fuck. And he was such a controlling asshole that got on my nerves so much. He's like, well, I am Dream, and Dream is me, and all this, and blah, blah, blah. Without me, you wouldn't be here, and blah, blah, blah. I was like, man, did you see your world? Your world is so boring. I'd rather go to Earth. I'd rather not dream, okay? I'd rather just go to Earth, stay awake. Because if I had to be in your basic, boring-ass world, I'm not going to be able to take it. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Or go to hell. One way for another. No way. Alright, so I'm done talking about this. If I keep talking about this, I'm going to get more upset with it. So, enjoy your time, babies. I'm ending this. I was going to talk about... I could cross off Sandman, thank God. I could cross off Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, thank God. Now I guess I can talk about Super Giant Robot Brothers. That was actually an interesting show, but the animation was horrible. But they could do better. Anywho, it's time for me to get off, because yeah, I gotta eat these donuts, and then I gotta read the Sandman comic book and figure out what I'm missing. So I will see you all later, and thank you for listening to me rant about Sandman. Bye, everyone.